Guys, I'm finally in Dumaguete. Guys, I'm finally in Dumaguete, my second home. I spent my high school year. I graduated from Dumaguete University High School in 1974, martial law year. And I'm in a restaurant along the boulevard. This is very famous. They call it Sans Rival because they're very famous for Sans Rival. But they eventually became a full restaurant and very good. So, and the prices are so reasonable. But most of all, it's sentimental eating. Meron ba nun sentimental? Onion soup. Superb! Magkano lang ito? Ang sarap mabuhay dito sa Dumaguete. Mura lang mga restaurant. Look at all that mozzarella and cheese. Favorite ko na nanay ko, onion soup. I always order onion soup here. Remember my mother, Elvira, also went to Siliman. Met my father here, Judge Sixto Roswell, in 1946 after the war. The favorite ko na onion soup. Tomorrow, we will go to the Sixto and Elvira Bonsong room, college of Siliman. We also met. Well, we went to Siliman High School, Siliman College, and then College of Law. They transferred to Manuel Luis Quezon University, College of Law. Ano na sila? Third year na sila. Oh, wow! Salad! Kompleto! Ha? May walnut. Yan o. Sir, may ito talaga yung parang ito yung Sans Rival Spaghetti. Favorite ko. Parang favorite din ito ng mga bata.
Since 1970 pa.
So this restaurant was here. When I studied here sa high school, 1970, nandito na yun. But they were just selling spaghetti lang. Karon they're parang full service na. May mga rice meals. Walnut.
How much for
Nandito tayo ngayon sa Pantawan, Dumaguete City whereby itong an attempt to replicate the Galleon of Magellan noong 500 years ago na dumating siya dito sa Pilipinas. This was the ship of Victoria. Ito lang yung naiwan na barko na nakabalik sa Spain. Ito yung isang simbolo. This is the 17th marker sa quincentennial circumnavigation of the world ni Ferdinand Magellan tsaka ni Sebastian Elcano. Itong 17th marker, nasa harap talaga ito ng boulevard natin, tsaka facing Cebu Island, the southern tip of Cebu and Sumilon. Itong 17th marker nanalo lang noong December 17 as the best site development plan, first place. This was conferred to us by the National Historical Commission, the chairman, and 3 other judges, namely yung undersecretaries ng tourism, ng DILG and DILG Tourism and Department of Foreign Affairs. So itong site na to naging historical marker na. We will preserve this till the end of time. Nandito tayo sa Pantawan, is about more or less 2 hectares. It's a public park where assemblies, events, games, and other public conferences or meetings that can be held in this open, public, reclaimed area.
Hi, we're in Silliman University, where my parents, Judge Sixto Rojas Guanzon and Elvira Causing Villena, met in 1946 after the war. And this is where the love story of my family started. As I said, when I received the award for Outstanding Sillimanian, I said in my speech that it is our family's destiny that my parents met here in Silliman University. And I'd like to take you to a tour of a conference room that my brothers and sisters and relatives furnished in honor of Sixto and Elvira Guanzon in the College of Law called Villarreal Hall. And now in this building, which is really the Law Center, the Dr. Jovito Salonga Center for Law, which was donated by Anastasia Yu Hang Uy. So, come on in. So, this is a small room. It's used for conferences and many human rights and labor rights conferences were held here. These are pictures of my parents, of course, and my sister, also a judge, Frances Guanzon, who retired recently as executive judge of the Regional Trial Court. This is the plaque of the list of graduates of the Bachelor of Arts class of 1950, and the first summa cum laude was my father, Sixto Rojas Guanzon. And Associate in Arts in class 1948, with highest honors, was my mother, Elvira Villena. Now, among her classmates, who became a judge and is the father of Inday Valente, is George M. Valente. He was from Antique. And over here, we placed a replica of a painting by Buenaventura, which hangs in our family home in Cadiz, which was given to me by my mother as a gift. And here's a painting of my parents by Janice Young. My mother came to Silliman in 1946 after the war. Her father was Pedro Villena, her mother was Socorro Causing. Pedro Villena was mayor of Cadiz during the Commonwealth, and when the Japanese Imperial Army invaded Negros Island, he refused to surrender because my mother told him Papa do not surrender, so they evacuated to a postal barrio in Panay called Barangay Agdiliran in the municipality of San Dionisio. My father came from Kabangkalan, south of Negros Occidental. He was 17 when, as a guerrilla in the intelligence unit of Kabangkalan, he was captured by the Japanese soldiers and bayoneted, beaten up, incarcerated, but he was able to escape and he was given the U.S. He and my other veterans, the World War II, were given the U.S. Congressional Gold Medal, the highest gold medal to be given by the U.S. Congress to civilians. And here, that's how my mother looked like when she was in Siliman. And this is a picture of my mother when she was around 92 years old. She passed away at 95. And then my parents graduated from the Manuel Luis Quezon University School of Law in 1952. They were also classmates, and my father was, again, the valedictorian, cum laude. So that's what they looked like before they got married. And so my collection of books on women's rights are here. Sex Equality by McKinnon. And then, of course, my articles in the Philippine Law Journal, my book on the anti-sexual harassment, my book on the Anti-Violence Against Women Act, and of course, the David Court, its contributions to women's rights. So, this is a memorabilia room also. So, we keep our collections here. My father's collection of the Código Civil Español in Spanish. And, of course, we have several books here which you might want to see, by Raisa Robles, Mila de Guzman, and we should have here a history of Negros. It's a story of the revolutionaries in Negros Occidental, where Father Martinez, the author, wrote that of all the revolutionaries in Negros, the Guanzons, Maximiano and Mateo, were the most cruel because they punished the friars. The most cruel. Maximiano and Mateo I, who graduated from San Juan, sa Colegio de San Juan de Letran in Manila, led the revolt in Kabangkalan against Spain with armed men from their haciendas. And I think this is luck, but you can see some of the this is how my mother looked like when she was here. She was in the law student government. So early on in high school, she was a declaimer, orator. She came to Siliman. She was also in student government. And these are two of the 4 medals that my father received as a veteran of World War II, aside from his U.S. Congressional Gold Medal, which we will also place here in the Guanzon room. This is my medal as outstanding Silimanian, and we're supposed to wear that every Founders Day. That's when the Siliman University alumni awarded me as outstanding Silimanian in 2015. And see, we still have the portal, and these are old pictures. of me when I received it, when I received that award. And this is a picture of my parents when we opened and dedicated to the glory of God the Sixto and Elvira Guanzon room. At the entrance of the Siliman Library, you will find a brass plaque where my father's name also appears as the first summa cum laude. One of my mother's best friends, the late Judge Helia Phillips from Bago City. Another classmate, Justice Aldicoa, was also our father's classmate here. With attorney, the late Dean of Students, Mercedes Gomez. Of course, my mother's best friend, Tita Alexandra Nene Reyes Banyas, is still alive at 97. She was my English teacher. So there you go, Mrs. Banyas, Dean Gomez, Justice Aldicoa, Judge Phillips. Well, they are all passed on, but the memories linger, especially here in our Guanzon room. Their classmates are also remembered. So my classmates from the UP College of Law also visited here during the dedication. So these are memorabilia. This is the memorabilia cabinet. It's an antique cabinet, and here you have the Catalogo de los Apellidos, where the family names of my parents appear as early as the 1500s. So,
Is that music?
Guanzon should be here. Here, Guanzon. Originally, the family name was Guan, from the Parian of Iloilo, although they say that our ancestors came from Pampanga. And then Villena is also here. My mother's family name is also here in letter G. So as early as the 1500s, the Spaniards produced this Catalogo Alfabetico de Apellidos. And this is a CD of the pictures of my family and the dedication of this room. So we put it back there. And well, we should be able to fill up this with my father's U.S. Congressional Medal and my mother's memorabilia as board member. She was board member for 18 years. Elvira Guanzon was in politics for 33 years. She started as councilor of Cadiz, vice mayor of Cadiz, and then as board member. She was appointed board member also by President Cory in 1986 because in the entire Visayas, Elvira Guanzon was the only member of the KBL party who resigned and campaigned for Cory Aquino. So, there you go. This conference room serves as a venue for the flowering of minds and ideas and ideals. And we dedicated this in honor of my parents, Sixto and Elvira Guanzon, whose love story started in Siliman University. My mother used to tell me the story that when my father came a-courting, he was very awkward, but even when he was number one in the university. And after an exchange of words, my father told Elvira, my mother, "You're not beautiful." And my mother said, "So why are you here?" You see? You see? May pinagmanahan talaga ako eh. You know whose genes I inherited. Surely my mother's genes more than my father. But I learned a lot from the wisdom of my father, his counsel, and as you know, he was a Protestant. So he made sure that we were educated in Silliman University, where our education would be rooted in Christian values, and where we learned the Bible, of course. So my friends, this is Silliman University, my second home. I hope you enjoyed it too. Bye for now.